Hi everyone, I'm back again. This is what happens when you're quarantined. You have nobody to talk to. You get on video all the time and start chatting. But anyway, thank you to those of you who are helping with the face masks. Please use the tutorial in the email that I sent you. It really shows everything up close and you can see exactly what to do. I have a couple of tips that I found made it a little bit easier when I was making mine, so I'll just show those to you quickly. First of all, you have two pieces of fabric in your kit that I gave you. There's two 6 by 9 inch 100% cotton rectangles. One of them is a flannel. It should be a flannel unless we run out, but at this point it's a flannel. And the other one is just 100% cotton print. You're going to use both of those pieces plus two 7-inch pieces of elastic for each face mask. Okay, so that's for each face mask. The first thing you're going to do that it doesn't really show in the video clearly, and my camera is not real good on my computer, so I'll try my best to show you. But what you're going to do is this is my flannel piece, and this is my print. Now, the right side of the print piece up, I'm going to measure 1/2 of an inch from the edge and place my elastic right there and pin it. So again, my lighting is very poor on here, so I don't know if you can even see that, but it's going to be, if you take your ruler, measure 1/2 of an inch from the edge, and then put your elastic there and pin it in place. This is the short end, right side of fabric. You're going to pin it to the right side of the fabric. You're going to do the same thing on the other end of the short side. You're going to measure 1/2 of an inch, place your elastic right on the edge of that 1/2 of an inch and pin it in place. So now, I don't know if you can see, there's my elastic. We've got that elastic piece there pinned in place. It kind of shrinks up your piece, but it won't in the end. Flip it to the other edge, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pin 1/2 of an inch from each edge so that you've got, these are the two ear pieces. So when you use your mask, it's going to be this way, okay? So we've got those pinned in place. Now, take your flannel. Flannel has a right and a wrong side. So some of it you can tell, others you can't. So you feel it. And some, they both feel the same. But the one side feels a little softer. That's your right side. Pin right sides together so that your elastic is hidden inside of the sandwich. Okay, so my elastic is inside. And I'm going to pin all of my edges. So I've done that. When you pin your elastic, be really careful when you take it out and then catch your flannel in that same with that same pin. So you want the flannel, the front and the back of the mask, plus you want that elastic inside, in between there, 1/2 of an inch from the edge, and then put a pin in it. Okay, you'll do that. You'll remove it. Be careful, because if you slip, then you'll lose the elastic. You got to measure it again. And, I've done it a million times, but you just want to make sure you've got right sides together. You've got it pinned. And then same thing on this end, you've got it pinned. Then I pin once in the middle, because flannel kind of, sometimes it stretches a little bit, and I pin in this end. Then on the ends, my top edge, I put one pin in the middle. And the reason I say top edge, it doesn't usually matter for most of the flannel, but if you happen to have something that has a picture on it, you don't want the picture to be on the mask upside down. So if you have a picture, the picture will be right facing up with one pin in the middle. That way you know where the top is. We turn this, we sew around the edge and we turn it on the bottom edge. So if you end up sewing around the edge and turning it, you'll know you've got it right, because the top edge will be completely sewn across, okay? Most of them it doesn't matter, but there are a few that are directional. So the next thing you do is you start, what I did was, it's a two inch opening. So I took my pencil, and you probably see, and I marked a red line 2 inches apart, one there and one there. I put a pin in my end point. I'm going to start here on this point, and I'm going to sew all the way around the perimeter of my face mask. I'm going to stop here because I want that 2-inch opening so I can turn it. Back stitch at the beginning, back stitch at the end, and back stitch over all of the pieces of elastic. Now, like a couple of times, because you want to secure it, because you're going to be yanking it over their ears. Okay, so you want to secure it back and forth on the elastic part there. Don't sew over your pins. I mean, I never sew over my pins, but don't take your pin out until you've already put your needle in the elastic. Otherwise, it bounces out. You lose it. You want to make sure that you've caught it in your stitching first, then pull your pin out and finish your back and forth. Continue sewing. You're approaching the corner. You can sew off the edge or you can pivot at the corners. It's a 1/4 inch seam. It doesn't matter. But you're going to sew all the way down, and once you get close to this, go slow, slow, slow. Catch the little tiny bit of your elastic and then pull the pin out and finish up. Go all the way around, and once you've gotten to the end and you've sewn all the way around the edge, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to clip your corners on the diagonal. Don't cut into your stitching line. Be really careful. But you're going to clip them all over so that when you turn it, you don't have like a bulky point around the edge. Okay, so I did that. I sewed all the way around the edge. I turned it right side out, and you can pull it with the elastic. You just grab in there for the elastic and pull it out, and then it turns very easy. Once you've done that, you need to push those corners out. So I use a chopstick or something, and I put it inside, and I poke it. Look at how nicely those corners come out then. So you just poke all the corners, poke them, make sure that you've got it, and then you're going to press it down. Now, that 2-inch opening, what's so nice about it is that because it's only 2 inches, when you go to press it, it just folds right in there. You can't even tell. You'll top stitch over that to close the opening in the end. But right now, it's perfectly in the right spot. Okay, this is the tricky part that I don't think the video explains very well, so I'm going to tell you what I did. The first thing I did was I folded my mask in half, and I put a pin. This is backwards, and so I really struggle. Okay, I put a pin right there on the top of that fold. This is the middle fold. You fold it in half, and I put one there, and I put one here. Okay, so now I've got the middle marked. Then you open it up, and flannel side together, you're going to fold towards that middle mark. Just like that. Now on the video, they show them, they just take the iron and they go poop, and then poop right there. I had to really press it because I want that line as best as I can to show. And you've got flannel under there, and flannel doesn't crease well. That's why I put these pins in to mark my crease line. You can also mark it with a pencil if you want. It's going to show, you know, if it's light fabric, and it'll be hard to see. I don't know. I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to do it just with the pins. I thought it was easier. Okay, so now when I open this up, I have all 3 folds marked with the pins. You see that? I got one there, and I got one there, the 2 in the middle, and then I've got the 2 down here. Okay, now we find our opening. Okay, my opening is here, so I know that that's the bottom side, so I'm going to start up here. What you do is you're going to take and make 3 pleats. Now the pleat is going to fold this way, so you're going to fold that first down so that those pins are on top, and then you're going to fold the top back. Now I'm doing this backwards, but you can see. See, I folded the top back. These 2 pins, I'm going to carefully hang on to them. I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to pin all those layers together. So, or use different pins, and then, you know, that'd probably be easier. Now that I think about it, it's probably easier to use 2 different pins and then take those out at the end, but I've been doing this so much, I'm used to doing it. What you want to make sure is that, look at that, isn't that nice? You want to make sure you got about a quarter, I don't know what it is up there, but it's even. You want to make sure it's even. Now we're going to make the second pleat. The second pleat is where the second set of pins are, which are right here. One there, one there. Okay, so there's my fold. I'm folding it right, that's the middle fold that we made. I'm going to fold it right back like it was on the pin, fold flannel together, and then flip that up. Okay, and then, oops, you got to make sure that, you know, when I do it, I'll make it even, but you want to make sure it's even, and then pin again, pleat number 2. So I'm going to take my pin, make sure that, and you know, you want it to be fairly even along the edge. They're not going to be perfect. It's hard to make it absolutely perfect, but you know, do your best. You don't want to look too messy, but here's our second pleat, okay? Now our third pleat, where our third set of pins are, we're going to fold it down so that those pins are on the top once again, and then fold that back up. Okay, can't do it. It's too hard. It's too hard for me to do it here, but let me try it again. Fold down and then fold up and repin again the third time. So now we've got our 3 pleats. Isn't that nice? Now, what you're going to do then is you're going to sew all the way around the edge twice. About 1/4 of an inch, but make sure that bottom edge is a little less than that because you want to catch that opening so that it's closed. You're going to do it twice because you want to really make sure that these edges are double sewn. At the bottom, it doesn't really matter as much. If you want, you can just do the sides and not do across. I just thought it was easier when I started out. I went down one edge across and up the bottom, up the side. But you'll just sew those all the way around and take your pins out, and your mask is finished. And these go around your ears. Isn't that cute? That's all there is to it. So thank you everybody for helping out. They're really in need. They're really grateful, and we'll make as many as we can. Thank you.